Lonely in outer space, Cosmos relieves his boredom by scaring humans while hovering over their backyards at night, or zigzagging through meteor showers. He can achieve Earth orbit and even go to the moon and back with enough fuel. Cosmos acts as a communication satellite, and his optical sensors can see a bicycle from 600 miles away. He has pinpoint accuracy and a high-powered particle beam. Cosmos is not well suited to function on ground in robot mode. Cosmos' original toy was first officially released in 1985 by Hasbro in the second year of the Transformers. And unlike any Transformer before him, which we'd only known to take the forms of vehicles, weapons, technology, and even beasts, Cosmos was the first of his kind to turn into a vehicle that originated in the imagination of human beings. Cosmos and his contemporary Autobot mini-vehicles from the second year were all first released as Transformers, all believed to have been produced for, though never released, by Takara's Microchange line. Cosmos appeared briefly and rarely in Marvel Comics. He was part of an underground resistance group led by Blaster back on Cybertron. Later, he, Blaster, Perceptor, and his fellow Minibots would come to Earth via the space bridge. However, halfway through the second season of the series, Cosmos got as much spotlight time, if not more, than his fellow new Autobot characters, mostly thanks to his alternate mode and his ability to mass shift, and working as a people mover that could bring Autobots and human characters to exciting new worlds. The Season 2 episode Megatron's Master Plan was Cosmos' first appearance, where he valiantly worked to keep the Autobots from perishing after their rocket was redirected towards the sun. He would later tow them all safely back to Earth. Later, in the episode Blaster Blues, he is captured by the Decepticons and is used as a communications booster from their secret moon base. Not at all to be confused with the God Gambit, where Cosmos crashes down on an alien world, and the Decepticons use his inert body as a god for the people of Titan to worship. Or in Quest for Survival, where Cosmos returns to Earth from a deep space mission, bringing with him an infestation of robotic alien plants. Voice actor Michael McConaughey provided Cosmos' charming accent, which was an homage to Hollywood legend Peter Lorre.
You know, Rick, watching you just now with the Deutsche Bank, one would think you've been doing this all your life.
Well, what makes you think I haven't?
Oh, nothing. But when you first came to Casablanca, I thought...
You thought what?
What right do I have to think?
No sign of Decepticon activity here, Prime. Just a little fender bender on the west side.
And just like that, we're all back for another one of my favorite episodes of Transformers. I know I say that a lot, but as a guy who has a YouTube channel about classic episodes of Transformers, you gotta realize the majority of them are gonna be my favorite episode. So, without any further ado, this is Season 2, Episode 39, Blaster Blues. Prepare for takeoff. We open on a live concert where finally we meet the band behind that one song. Harley and Spike get down to the music as their drugs begin to take hold. Blaster decides this needs to be shared with the rest of the team.
Alright!
Save for Cosmos and Jazz, his comrades strongly disagree.
Prepare for target practice. Omega Supreme, always prepared. My audio receptors! What is that noise?
Humans call it music!
Not this human! Sounds alright to me!
We cut to some straight-up sci-fi shit, as well as a deep-cut crossover to G.I. Joe.
My Voltronic Galaxy will scramble my words into pulsations, enabling alien life to translate them to their own language.
Yo, Joe!
Okay, I know we're just getting started, but I do need to point this out. In the G.I. Joe episode, My Brother's Keeper, the MacGuffin is called the Voltronic Galaxitor, as opposed to this episode's Voltronic Galaxer.
Report, Dr. Mindbender.
We may have the Voltronic Galaxador's polarity problem licked, oh great Serpentor.
May have it licked. When Serpentor demands results, Serpentor gets results. This I command!
Also in that episode, you can see a G.I. Joe team member Sci-Fi watching a cartoon show which is clearly meant to be modeled after Transformers. Later, they go to a sci-fi convention and you see a poster on the wall for Spider-Man, and this production company was the same production company that did Spider-Man cartoons for years.
Now we know.
And knowing is half the battle.
G.I. Joe!
But don't let me get sidetracked. Long story short, we have our powerful science fiction MacGuffin for this episode, so guess what happens next?
And the planet Earth invite you to join with us in the spirit of friendship.
We appreciate your hospitality, Professor.
Response! Where are you? In another galaxy?
Much closer than that.
But we'll gladly blitz you to another galaxy.
Blaster, decrease volume. Blaster, shut up!
Decepticons attacking!
As the distress signal reaches the Autobots, Prime struggles to hear it.
I don't know. All I can hear is that blasted blaster.
We're gonna shake and roll with a touch of food.
Shut up!
Huh? Healy Observatory! Decepticons attacking! Hurry!
That's our cue. Autobots transform!
Get off before you lose more than your machine!
Having stolen their prize, the Decepticons leave Earth's atmosphere and begin the next stage of their plan.
What would the Decepticons want with your machine?
I don't know. They could unscramble air codes or intercept radio transmission, I suppose.
We'll get it back for you, Professor.
With our heroes on the case, Prime gets down to business. As of yet, none of his team have spotted the Decepticons or the Voltronic Galaxer.
Negative, Prime.
Well, keep checking and stay in contact. Powerglide, Spike, report.
No sign of Decepticons or the Voltronic Galaxer.
And we've been halfway around the hemisphere.
Bitch, are you for real?
However, beyond Earth, the trail leads Cosmos and Blaster to the moon, where they discover a secret Decepticon base.
Switching off engines and coasting.
Checking recording levels. This will jam the airways between here and Earth. Autobot spies! Astro Train, clear the area of all foreign debris!
Once spotted, our heroes find themselves on the run.
Maybe he'd like a shot at his own stuff.
In a shot that is in no way a ripoff of Star Wars, Blaster and Cosmos are captured by Astro Train's tractor beam.
Did you do anything?
Not anymore.
Now comes the time where we all collectively tell Katy Perry to slow down and hold our energon, because we need to discuss a real space-traveling hero, Autobot Cosmos. Although Cosmos never appeared in Transformers the movie in 1986, his toy was still available for the remainder of the year, allowing him brief appearances in the third season of the series. That is, of course, until his discontinuation in 1987, leading to his quiet absence from future episodes as well as comics. For years after that, Cosmos had a strange history of new toy concepts and prototypes that sadly never made it to retail. After 1986, the first new Cosmos figure was finally released as late as 2009. At last, Cosmos would return to toy shelves with a stylish new updated look. Transformers Animated designed a version of Cosmos who served as an astronomer that transformed into a mobile observatory. complete with Starfleet nacelles. A scrapped episode would have depicted Cosmos coming to Earth to deliver a message to Optimus Prime. Along the way, he would lose his memory and believe himself to be an actual alien invader, after scanning his new alt mode from a science fiction movie set. The foolish premature cancellation of the series led to this episode being scrapped. However, Cosmos does show up in multiple crowd scenes in the background. In another unused storyline, Cosmos was meant to be sent to Earth in Transformers Prime as a herald for space pirates known as the Starseekers. And they would hail from, get this, planet Gobatron, as GoBots at this time had become property of Hasbro. Cosmos' biggest claims to fame in the early 2000s came from his brief but noteworthy appearances in comics, including crossovers with G.I. Joe, and more appropriately, Mars Attacks. He even went on at one point to defeat Monster Planet Unicron. Transformers Generations celebrated the brand's 30th anniversary with a new release of Cosmos, complete with Target Master sidekick Shuttle, Payload. IDW's Robots in Disguise series would depict Cosmos forming an unlikely and peaceful friendship with Soundwave. Later, he would sacrifice his life, once again in a fight against Unicron. Transformers Cyberverse would give us a female version of Cosmos, who worked as a journalist for the Cybertronian TV series, Alien Hunt. She worked alongside her partner, Meteor Fire. While in the field, Cosmos was abducted and missing for some time. Meteor Fire would later team up with Bumblebee in order to bring her home safely. 2002's Transformer Legacy line gave us a brand new Cosmos figure, based on his appearance in exclusive comics. In the Velocitron Speedia 500, Transformers from across the multiverse would meet on planet Velocitron for an epic race that Cosmos would serve as the race's official starter, leading to his adorable racing flag accessory. I got my hands on one of them recently, and I must say, he has brought me a surprising amount of joy. Keep watching the skies for Cosmos.
So, Optimus Prime sent you to eavesdrop on our plans to conquer the Earth, did he?
We now return to Megatron as he brings us up to speed on shit we already know.
He will make an excellent trans-scrambler. And this otherwise useless piece of scrap will serve as a power booster.
Hey, what's going on? Is this your idea of a joke?
The fun has begun. But it's no joke.
Request landing clearance. Clearance accepted.
As Earth's planes become grounded, Powerglide races to help pilots who have been deprived of their communications.
Hey, buddy, keep to your side of the sky.
Hello, come in. Hello.
Follow me, pal. I'll bring you in safely without a radio.
Disruptions further impact railway travel, weather reporting, and general road travel safety. The Autobots race to help on all fronts.
You okay? Call the fire lookout! Smelling your smoke? No, but I will. There's always a fire. Somewhere. And that somewhere's dead ahead!
Give me a forecast, not a blank look. Well, I don't need a forecast to tell me that's a snowstorm. Attention motorists, attention. Stay off the mountain roads.
Teletran's gone dead.
So has all radio transmission on Earth.
The entire planet? We're talking major catastrophe. What are we gonna do?
Transform and roll!
Okay, but then what? The Autobots race to save the dumbest drivers ever to get behind the wheel.
On you, pal.
Stay in your cars. We're walking as fast as we can.
Decepticon raiders take advantage of the situation.
Grid, cover the humans! We must absorb the bombs!
Lack of communication somehow makes the Autobots inept at combat.
Soon the Autobots will be of no use to you. I control the airwaves.
Megatron is on every frequency.
Bitch, are you for real?
Look out, Prime!
Optimus Prime!
We're gonna crash!
Spoilers? They don't crash. Now, I do need to acknowledge that this year in 2025, we lost actor Clive Reville, who is the voice not only behind G1 Kickback, so please check out this video I've made about him, his life and career, in not just theater and voice acting, but also in live action film as well. And come and check back later this week, because I have a brand new video about to come out about voice actor Michael McConaughey, who is not only the voice of Autobot Trax, but our favorite space-traveling Autobot, Cosmos. Now, let's see how this shit works out.
We now return to a cliffhanger resolution that tells aviation science to get fucked.
Here, Powerglide, use your jetpack!
This works.
Good work, Spike.
Thanks!
Earthlings, I will return your airwaves to you for a test. Listen carefully.
Blaster interrupts Megatron with that one song again. Harley triangulates his location using her Discover card.
It's coming from the moon!
Powerglide, can you make it to the moon?
Hey, I'm a plane, not a starship. First things first. Hold on, big guy!
Through the power of music, the Autobots are magically freed from the avalanche. Somehow.
We sure could use Ratchet's expertise right now.
You bet, but maybe these emergency transistors will reactivate him for a while.
Must rescue our Autobot comrades.
Maybe you have enough energy for a trip to the moon, Omega. But what about Prime and the rest of us?
We can't even contact Teletran 1. And without help, Prime could be finished.
We must go together.
With true resolve, Omega encourages his allies to join him and not give in to doubt and despair. It's gotta give you a lot of confidence to be the biggest motherfucker around, huh?
Enter now.
I've never been to the moon before.
First time for everything, Carly.
You went to Cybertron in the last episode. This shouldn't be a big deal at all.
Bitch, are you for real?
What was that? Don't play with me, fool! Equalize this!
At last, Megatron becomes wise to Blaster's fresh new sound. Before he can fully punish him, our episode decides it's time to race to a climax.
Omega Supreme preparing for battle. Passengers, disembark. Release Autobots, Megatron.
With determination and profound strength, Omega Supreme stands his ground. Astrotrain retaliates with shitty puns.
Looks like the big boy needs a little training.
Who challenges Omega Supreme?
As Omega Supreme has Astrotrain on the run, Megatron decides it's time to play dirty pool.
bring us such sweet sorrow.
Megatron, no!
But in the nick of time, Optimus Prime is magically healed, and your 10-year-old self throws logic to the wind as the fight is on.
Now to inject some feedback.
How about a little power boost, Blaster?
At last left to their own devices, Blaster and Cosmos bring the whole operation to an end.
Hey, that ought to clear the airwaves.
I may be low on energy, but I still have enough to conquer you. Don't move, Megatron.
Optimus Prime overpowers Megatron, as Astro Train gets an orbital bitch slap.
Very well, Prime. You have won for now.
Oh, I guess he just flies away then. See you next time, asshole.
Say, Prime, what do you say we turn this place into Radio Moon with a loony lunar lineup of hip hits?
Yeah, give me some company out here.
Hey, how about it, Prime? I did save the day.
Yes, Blaster. But remember, your volume, like any capability, is also a responsibility. You must decide when is the right time.
An otherwise charming episode fails to stick the landing, as that one song doesn't play, the one time it clearly should play.
Blaster!
Hey, Prime, dig the decimals!
Now that was a fun episode, but I'll let you in on a little insider tip. They never actually made it to the moon. See, at the beginning of the episode, Spike and Carly took a lot of acid, so all of that story took place in their imagination. Now, in the last episode, there's a little mistake I missed. When we go to Cybertron, there's a schematic, and you see the word Decepticon, and Decepticon spelled with a K, as if it was spelled in Soviet Russia. Now, as for this episode, there are mistakes, and I am gonna make fun of them because I'm an asshole. I understand Blaster is too big to come to this sold-out concert, but did they have to buy him a seat? Prior to the days of streaming music, or even taper sections allowed by certain bands, they really didn't like you bringing blatant recording devices into concerts. Is that Dr. Otto Octavius on drums? If so, I bet he'd be really good at it. Spike likes this song so much he wants to fuck it. None of these people hear or feel 3 Transformers that land on the roof of this hollow steel dome.
We appreciate your hospitality, Professor. Response! Where are you? In another galaxy? Much closer than that.
For a brilliant scientist, Professor Haley is a fucking moron. How does Teletran 1 have this view of the concert? Is Prime watching the beginning of the episode he's currently in, like in Spaceballs? Or is the Sky Spy satellite just floating around the concert crowd? And is it freaking them all out, man?
All I can hear is that blasted blaster.
So, does Teletran 1 not have a volume control, like, of all things that it can do? This would kill or cripple him. What's the point of loading this into a moving train as opposed to a stationary landed shuttle? It's almost like they gotta remind you that he turns into a train, but the train is kind of useless when you think about it.
No sign of Decepticons or the Voltronic Galaxer.
And we've been halfway around the hemisphere.
They're literally flying around in repeated small circles.
Bingo!
Finally, some action!
I'll get it all down on tape.
That's not how audio cassettes work, Blaster. You're a boombox. You should know this. How does having no radio cause train pilots to lose their sight and ability to fly?
Follow me, pal. I'll bring you in safely without a radio.
So, how would this guy hear him? Or understand what he's doing? How long do you type to a blank screen before you admit to yourself that your computer isn't working?
Teletran's gone dead. So has all radio transmission on Earth. The entire planet? We're talking major catastrophe. What are we gonna do? Transform and roll!
Look, I'll admit it, driving around and helping anyone you see is always better than just standing there and doing nothing. But why so cheerful while facing global disaster? I'm sorry, but how did all these cars even get out here to begin with? People can see bad weather, even if the weather isn't being reported. Are there even roads under this snow? Are they just driving around in the mountains aimlessly? All these people are dead now. Seriously, look closely. Look at what they got past the sensors. Decepticons shoot down Prime and Powerglide, but after the break, they are no longer present and do not finish off their targets. This works.
Here, Powerglide, use your jetpack!
Omega Supreme is what some collectors would refer to as a parts former. As a figure, he doesn't really transform so much as you put him together from separate pieces. So, when he blasts off to the moon as a rocket, his arms form the rocket, leaving the rest of his body behind that makes up the rest of the rocket base. Later on the moon, when he transforms, the rest of his body magically appears. Megatron captures and uses the reckless Autobot that turns into a boombox for his plans, so why is he surprised when he uses the airwaves against him? It's almost as dumb as attempting a plan like this, and the one Decepticon you don't bring along is Soundwave. Blaster and Cosmo survived this. That one song doesn't play. Oh well.
Blaster! Hey, Prime! Dig the decimals!
Well, I do hope they'll do better next time. And hey, speaking of next time, be sure to check back for our next episode, Decepticon Raider in King Arthur's Court, where we will be taking a closer look at Autobot Warpath. So, until then, my friends, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I do hope to see you back here next time. Take care.
Hey, how about it, Prime? I did save the day. Yes, Blaster. But remember, your volume, like any capability, is also a responsibility. You must decide when is the right time and the wrong time to use it. Blaster!